Welcome to Shamrock Student Sessions. These are segments hosted by us, current Shamrock students. I'm Olivia Nelsen.
I'm Larkyn Mahoney, and we are both seniors at Scotus Central Catholic and in video production.
I'm involved in volleyball, basketball, track, NHS.
And I'm involved in mock trial.
In my spare time, I like to hang out with friends, go to Broken Mug, hang out with family.
Yeah, in my spare time, I just like to hang out with friends. Usually I'm at work and then just hang out with my family.
Okay, Olivia, discuss where you went to elementary school and discuss your family life.
So I went to elementary school at St. Anthony's. It's where me and all my siblings went, so it was kind of just what our parents felt was right when we were little. And we went there since pre-K. And then, yeah, like my whole family went through elementary school, and then me and my sister are both seniors at Scotus, and then my older sister graduated from Scotus.
Yeah, so I went to St. Isidore's, me and my sister both, and she's a sophomore here, and I guess so. My family friend recommended that we should go throughout St. Isidore's because they're from that parish, so that's where she told us to go. So we went through there, and then we also obviously came here. So it's been a good 12 years so far.
Long 12 years.
Long 12 years.
Larkyn, tell me about your journey at Scotus, or like some of your first memories.
Oh gosh, I actually have a picture of my phone, so it was like the very first day of 7th grade. Totally changed. But yeah, I feel like junior high for me was kind of like a time where I was trying to find myself and like find who I was friends with and like what I like to do.
Yeah.
But now as I've like grown older, and especially last year, I've been trying to I've figured out like who my friends are and like what I actually like enjoy doing. Yeah. So I think that has been good for me.
Yeah. I feel like everybody's junior high experience is like finding their group, and then like you go into freshman year and you think you have like this group, and then everything changes. Like even though you're still in the same building, I feel like when you come back from your 8th grade summer, everybody's different. Mm-hmm. And everything just changes. Mm-hmm. Especially because now people are in like varsity sports and varsity activities, and it gets really competitive.
Mm-hmm. What about your journey at Scotus?
I would kind of say the same. Like 7th grade year was really different because like in elementary school I had such a small class. I graduated 6th grade with like 12 people in my class. And then I come to Scotus, and our classes aren't even big here compared to
like Columbus
High. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Like 500 kids per class, and I'm like, I don't know how you guys do that.
I don't know either. That's crazy. And like I'm happy. I think our class size is so perfect because everybody knows each other and like about each other, but everybody has the opportunity to choose who they're friends with. Like you're not forced into anything. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a big part of when I first came to Scotus, because all of elementary school, I mean, everybody in my class was one group because there was 12 of us.
Yeah.
And then you come to Scotus and everything is different.
Mm-hmm. What have been some fun moments year over year for you?
One of my favorites has definitely been mock trial over the years. My freshman year, we weren't allowed to compete as freshmen because of COVID. So they only had like varsity. And then after that, we really just jumped into it, and it was kind of scary. But the competitions are so fun, and it's so, like, it's like acting without acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're literally just playing a role the whole time. And the best part about it, about mock trial, is, like, you're not getting judged based off who wins the trial. It's who plays the character the best. And so I've had the same team since freshman year. And we've all gotten so used to it. And hopefully this year we'll do really good and beat York. But
You guys will.
I hope. What about you? What are some of your fun moments year over year?
I would definitely say athletics. Freshman year, district final basketball game in St. Paul. That was a big one. I remember the student section being about 2 miles wide, I swear, and it was blackout. Almost won that game, but it was close.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, I would definitely say state soccer, like the first game. Especially, it was a night game, so that was very cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
And it started raining. I don't know if you were there.
I remember that. Yeah.
It started raining, and that was just a fun time.
I know. I have a picture of me in the student section, and I was just drenched. But, like, you
Yeah.
couldn't tell it was raining in the picture.
Mhm.
So it just looks like I was, like, drenched to sweat, and it's such a disgusting thing, but it was such a good memory.
Yeah, I was like, dang, I just want to, like, get out of these wet clothes, like,
Yeah.
get on the bus and just go.
Was it different playing in that?
Yeah, so it was on turf.
Yeah.
So usually turf, like, is, like, fake grass.
Yeah.
So it's much shorter than, like, actual grass. Like, if you were playing at Wilderness, it's, like, real.
Yeah.
So, like, the ball, like, travels faster on
Mhm.
turf. So, and especially when it was wet, that made it so
Sounds
hard.
like a slip and slide.
Yeah, it basically was. It basically was. And I remember vividly, I don't know if it might have been, like, the last couple minutes, but I got a really bad calf cramp, and I just sat on the ground, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my calf is cramping.
That's usually
But-
how it gets around that time because it is so humid. And then,
Yeah, and we're out there for like 90 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
ugh,
Junior year, definitely volleyball, like the very end, not the beginning. Let's just forget the beginning. But the end was definitely something to remember. Even though I did have kind of like a season-ending injury for basketball, it was still great to be a part of something that, like, I haven't got to experience, like, the past couple years.
yeah,
So, and we haven't made it to a district final since, like, 2019.
yeah,
So that was a very big stepping stone, especially since we ended our I guess we ended our season 11-18 or 19, but we only had 11 wins.
yeah.
So, like, only having 11 wins and getting to the district final is something to be proud of, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What is it like being a high school student right now? And, like, how do you feel like you're able to talk about that with your parents?
I would say, like, when you're a freshman or sophomore, that's when it's hard. Especially, like, for the freshmen and sophomores now. Like, so when we were freshmen and sophomores, we didn't have to, like, take, like, chemistry or any of those
Yeah.
classes. Like, now the sophomores are taking chemistry, and I just couldn't imagine doing
I
that.
know. I couldn't either. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, especially if you're, like, geometry was not a strong suit for me.
No,
like,
me
at
either.
all. So, like, that was freshman year, but if you were taking
Yeah.
that sophomore year and you had chemistry, like Excel chemistry on top of
Yeah.
that would be so hard.
That would be, yeah. That's a lot of stress.
Yeah. I don't really talk to my parents about high school now. Probably, if I were to talk to, like, I'd probably talk to my mom more than my dad about it. My mom has Power School notifications, like,
Yeah.
on, so she'll be able to, she knows if I get that F in
Yeah.
some class, but
Yeah. So what are your required classes like right now?
I'm not in a math class. I took my college algebra last year.
Yeah.
So I just decided, because for nursing, I want to do, like, nursing and psychology.
Yeah.
So for nursing, you don't really have to have, like, any higher math than college algebra.
That's nice.
But science, I am taking anatomy. That's going okay.
Yeah.
Have Mr. McPhillips, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, it's going good.
Yeah.
What about you?
High school right now is kind of a coast, but I'm happy because the last 3 years were definitely a challenge, and it's nice to kind of have just like a relaxing year and be able to take a break and kind of sit back and relax and enjoy it and not worry about like my grades and all my homework and this and that. Like being able to go through the day without stressing about like a super hard test or something, or like 3 hours of homework when I get home is super nice. And like I'm not in a math or science class this year, so for me, I'm just getting through the day. I'm just coasting through the day, and as soon as it's over, like I'm done with school for the day. So it's super nice. And I mean, with talking to my parents about it, I kind of told them that's what I wanted to do. My senior year, like I had it planned out. I didn't want to be stressing. I just wanted to get through it, be happy, and not be so frustrated that like I didn't want to keep going because it was so hard.
Yeah, especially like when you're trying to get ready for like all the college stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anybody really understands that until you are a senior and you are put in that situation. Like, oh my gosh, I have to get this done. I have to go visit here or here.
Yeah.
Adding that extra stress, like with stuff that you really like if you don't need it, adding that extra stress just to take it, I feel like is just not.
It's not. I understand the advantage of taking college classes your senior year, but for me, I always thought, it's my last year in high school. Like, I have the rest of my life to stress about school and jump into work. Like, I was always told by my parents, don't freak yourself out about always working because you're going to work for the rest of your life. Like, there's no point in stressing out about working all the time because that's what you do the rest of your life. Like, enjoy what you can of the teenage years that you have. And so I always kind of lived by that and was like, I'm not going to stress myself out with all these college classes or super hard courses that I don't need to take.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, cheer each other on and, like, love each other.
Yeah.
But I feel like taking college classes here, like,
Yeah.
I don't think some schools get that.
Yeah.
So when they're actually put into the real world or, like, they're going to college,
Yeah.
they, like, some of them don't succeed as well as others.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I enjoy
Yeah.
about coming here.
Yeah. I love that everybody here has the understanding that we all have a faith and we're all living by the same faith and we respect that about each other, and I think it genuinely grows connections through people because there's not judgment or fear that you're not gonna fit in because of it, because everybody has the same faith and we can all bond over it. And on top of that, I feel like everybody gets along. Like, there's never drama, there's never fights.
Our class, like, hasn't had drama for, like,
No.
ever.
I
don't even know the last time we had drama.
I don't either, because we all just connect so well. And I think our faith has a lot to do with that, because that's like what we were all raised on.
What have been some of your favorite classes over the past couple years? I don't know if I have, like, a favorite class.
Me either.
I don't know. I really did like chemistry. Mrs. Dussel was such a great teacher. not even just like such a great teacher, but such a great like role model and like person in general. Like she understood how you felt and understood like what you go through. You know?
Yeah. Chemistry is a very good class. I would say it's one of the top classes that we offer because we're given such an opportunity to like actually learn, and it's hard.
There's some schools, like I see it on TikTok, like, oh my gosh, chemistry is so hard, like I don't know how I get through this. I'm like, oh, good luck, because you obviously don't have a great teacher like we do.
I know. And honestly, chemistry for us wasn't even really hard because we were taught it so well. It was honestly just keeping up with it because it's a lot. And that's nobody's fault. It's just there's so much to learn about it. There's really not a class like it. Like, you don't get the opportunities like you do in chemistry and any other class. Like, being able to do labs and it's a lot of memories. Like, you get a lot of good memories in that class. It's definitely a class that I think a lot of people wouldn't forget after leaving Scotus. And what you said about Mrs. Dussel being a good teacher, like, she really is, because she really understands people. And that's what makes the class so enjoyable, is because you feel so understood in it, and everybody gets put on the same level. And I think that's a big thing at Scotus in general. Like, the teachers aren't going to be like, oh, well, this person is smarter, this person's not as smart, so they're not the same. I think at Scotus it's a lot of even ground. Everybody has the same expectations, and it makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah. Lastly, how has Scotus prepared you for life after high school?
I think, honestly, setting me up to be able to feel confident to go out to college after. Like, I plan to go to cosmetology school in Omaha, and so with that program, you're not living on campus. Like, you get shoved straight out into the real world, living in an apartment or a house, whatever. But it's like a huge push. And I think the school has done a great job of making us realize that we're not stuck here forever. And they're going to help us as much as they can to get us to that point. But they also let us know that as soon as we're gone, like, we're not holding on to their hands anymore. And they already give us, like, freedom. So that way we know that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to major in nursing, and then I'll get psychology, another degree in psychology. And I will already have, like, a semester of college under my belt after I graduate from here. So I really think, like, just taking, like, even if you, like you said, like, you don't need the courses, but even if, like, some people may not need them, but just to take them and get them out of the way so you don't have to spend that money, that extra money when you get there, if you can, like, cut it in half while you're still here.
Absolutely. This has been another edition of Shamrock Student Sessions. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Larkyn. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to the Shamrock Green Room podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and listen to other Shamrock Student Session episodes.
Go Shamrocks!